Hey friends, and welcome to another video at Happy Planned Homeschool. If you're new here, my name is Tanya and I'm a homeschooling mom to 4 kiddos, 1 boy age 8, a girl that's 9, and 2 littles that are girls that are 5 and 3. I have been homeschooling now for 6 years. We just completed our 6th year, and this video is going to be all about our last school year and curriculum that we did, what I've learned, what I would do again, and what I'm not doing again. So I hope you stay tuned and you watch. Okay, getting right into it, let's talk about our together subjects. Things that we do all together. First up on the pile is history. Now we did Story of the World, Cycle 1. This is my first time ever doing Story of the World. We listened to it on audio and it was great. My kids didn't mind it. They did the workbooks. I just put all the pages, the student pages, in binders and they got them out. They did their stuff. We talked about like the narration and we talked through the maps, and it was fine. Like, it wasn't bad, it wasn't great. We're definitely using the second one, but we're gonna add to it next year. So that's what we did. I also added in this fun book, Famous Figures of Ancient Times. Now my kids loved these, and we didn't even do very many of them. I have 4 kids, mind you, so I got 2 of these books. And these books are fun because not only are they famous figures, but they have one set that you can color, and then the other set is already colored for you. And so my kids always switch swapped. Some of them, they always wanted the ones that are already colored. Sometimes they wanted to color them. It just kind of depended on the day. But my kids did love these. So I love them as a mom, but they loved them, and that's what's important. They were just always over my house, all over the house, and they're paper, so it breaks easily. Anyways, now for history, we are in a co-op, and so the first half of the year we actually did botany from Apologia. It's actually creation, I think is what it's called. And then for the second half of the year, we did exploring creation. What is that one? I will leave it linked below, and then you'll know what I'm talking about. Because I couldn't find the book for some reason, and so this is what we ended the year with, though. And then I made these workbooks / and printed them off. Now these are by Michelle Hubbard, and I'm telling you all, these books were wonderful. They go align with this, and I'm positive they were free, or they didn't cost very much on Teachers Pay Teachers. And they just have fun activities. Some of them have word searches, I was gonna say. They each have a Bible verse that they can color. And then this was like the food pyramid. I like these notebooks because they're not overwhelming, and they're definitely doable. And this was my youngest daughter's, the 5-year-old. And so she didn't do a lot, but she colored when she wanted to color, and I help her write in a few things, and sometimes she skipped it. At this age, or at that age, if they don't want to do school, they don't do school in my house. So, yeah, so that's what we did for science all together. Going into some English or grammar work, we did Digging into Diagramming. I love this book. And we went really, really slow. So I think we only got through the first like 13 lessons in this. But all the Jack Chris publishing stuff I absolutely adore, and that brought us into spelling. So the spelling again was new to us this year, and I loved it. Loved it. So my 4th grader and my 2nd grader this year did spelling. We also incorporated IEW's Fix It Grammar. This is the nose tree. We're going to do, I think it's called Robin Hood for the next year. Again, I love this. This is something I just do on the whiteboard. The kids do it together, and it's great. Like, it's super quick, easy, 10 minutes, we're in and out. I did try to add some of first language lessons. We did maybe about, I would say, a handful, 5 at most lessons out of this. This is something I loved when they were younger, and I did get it because, well, I got it used first of all, but I did get it because it had the diagramming in it. And it was before I found Digging into Diagramming, so that's now our tried and true, and I love that. Another thing we do together is memory. These are our morning menus, and they just have, so this one was all ancient themed because that's what time period we were in last year. And then it had Dylan's daily work schedule on it because this one's hers. It has our hymn, as well as the Bible verse we're learning, and then whatever week, obviously, this one has week 15, so whatever week we were in, and then the map that we're working on in the back. So these are fun. My goal is to have them all printed by before school starts next year. And I didn't say we use Claritas Press for that, and so it's just something we get online. I buy the workbook and the audio for all the songs, and then I just print them off myself and put them in the notebooks. So it works really, really well. I love our morning menus, and we do it when we do Bible time. Definitely love it. Sticking with that. Going into individual work, my daughter Dylan turned 5 in November. And so she's kind of in this weird, like, not really ready for kindergarten, but she's showing interest in wanting to learn how to read. And so I set her up for kindergarten. She did preschool the year before, and so she knew her letters. She knew their sounds for the most part. She was ready, or at least she thought she was ready. So I ordered primer workbook for her. This is my tried and true. And then she blast off to reading for her all about reading. Now, we started this, and I think we got, I don't know, I'll just tell you, we got 7 lessons in. So she just didn't have the attention span yet to sit and do a long lesson or even a short lesson in this. She loved the games, but she just quite wasn't ready. And I could see that now I've taught 2 kids how to read, like she wanted to do it. So we ended up just reading a lot of books together, and she would pick out the and some of the sight words she already knew. And we're gonna pick this back up probably over the summer because she's asking about it again. So that's where we're at with that. I have every confidence in the world that she'll learn how to read it by the end of this next school year. It's just last year was a little early for her. As well as math. So we did math. She was doing great. She loves to count. We got to double digits in this, and she wasn't ready. Like it hadn't clicked, and I could see it hadn't clicked. She's my quiet child. Like, she didn't talk till she was 3, which as a mom and her being the 3rd, I loved. She also was not very eager to learn. So I put this down. I tried to pick it back up again after Christmas break, and again, she just wasn't ready. So I did some more research, and we had tried a couple other math programs in the past, but I ended up getting master books. So we're gonna try that in the fall with her and see. I really think the gentle approach with the story is gonna work perfectly with her spirit and just her personality. I'm excited to do that with her. And then as far as like writing, she does have, oh, I didn't get it. She does have, welcome to my schoolroom, by the way, handwriting. So she was doing letters and numbers by Handwriting Without Tears. I tried and true. I've used it with all my other kids. Love, love, love this program. She is a little over halfway now, and so she'll just finish this either through the summer if she wants to, or in the fall. No rush until my kids get to about 2nd grade. I don't rush them with any schoolwork. And then another together subject that I didn't mention is we do journal writing twice a week. She had her own journal. She would color. We'd write a sentence together, and all the other kids my older 2 kids were told they had to write 3 to 5 sentences for journal entry. Now moving on to our 2nd grader. He is the only boy in the house except for Dad. He's all boy. And so it was so funny to me because I picked up Cursive for both him and my daughter, and he absolutely loved it. He and her would have competitions and go through it together and see who had the best. It was just, I just loved it. Like, I was shocked, but I was like excited that he also loved it. So they are also not done with this book. I didn't let them go a long time. Like, they couldn't do lesson after lesson after lesson because I didn't want their hands to get tired. I wanted them to really master the skill. So they are not even, we did this like once a week. It wasn't even something that they did very often. So we're not done with this book. They'll finish it in the fall, and I will look for something else next year as well. He did teaching textbooks 3, and I love it. He was on the computer for the first time, and he did great. So he will move on to 4 for next year. When they get ready for teaching textbooks, since it doesn't start until 3, that's where they go. Like, I send them on the computer, they're on their way. For writing, he just did some stuff at the co-op. He had an afternoon writing class, as well as our journal entries twice a week. He's a 2nd grader, and didn't push it. He does love to write, and so he also has a couple other books through Usborne Books and More that are comic books, and so he wrote a lot in those this year, and I love that he is now falling in love with writing. Because I don't push it, they have the option to like do it when they want almost, and so it gives them the opportunity to fall in love with it, and I just enjoy that. My oldest daughter, who was a 4th grader this last year, did writing, but her afternoon class did IEW's Ancient History, and I was so nervous at the beginning of the year because she is the one who doesn't like to write. She loved it. She loved this, and I think she loved it because it was history based. And the IEW has just a great approach to it. It was a little overwhelming, and so I was grateful that I got to learn alongside of her this year at co-op. And with it being history, she is my history bluff, and so she just took off. And so she did that this year. I loved it. I would recommend it if you're doing ancient times, or even if you're not and you just have a kid that likes that time period, or you want them to study that time period. It worked out great. So love that. For math, she did Saxon. This program I thought was going to be a hit for her. We got Nicole the Math Lady, which we both loved. We had friends that did it, so I figured she was going to love it. I already knew she had seen some of the videos, and she did enjoy it. I don't know why we switched from teaching textbooks. I think at the beginning of the year, I felt like she just needed a little bit more. However, it shouldn't work. I realized that I wasn't keeping up on it. It was one more thing to add to my plate. So by the time spring hit, she was back at teaching textbooks level 5. And because she only finished not even like halfway through this program, I had her start over with teaching textbooks 5, and I just said, go until you go. So she does literally like 4 lessons a day some days, and she's okay with that. She'll do them on the weekends. Like, she's enjoying it again. It's off my plate. I can see what her score is. We talk about what she did. It's a much easier relationship with math, whereas before I was like getting on her case to do it, and when she got a problem wrong, then I had to explain it, and anything mom says that's not true, or that's not what the book said, like all the arguments went out the window when we moved back to teaching textbooks. So we're just gonna stick with that, because if it's not broken, don't fix it. I don't know why I did, because it wasn't really broken. And that's what we did this last year. It was a pretty good school year. Granted, COVID did happen. It changed our school year. We ended not so great. We basically would just kind of eased out of school, and I was like, you know what? Today's gonna be our last day, and today was our last day. Ordered some things off Amazon for like the first time since all of this junk happened, and I was like, okay, well, these are their graduation, like end of the school year fun. I didn't even do baskets. I just used old bags that we already had. I wrapped them up, and I said, here you go. And the kids loved it. I had my husband take the day off. We played in the water. It was a good day. So that's what we did for the end of the school year. It was nothing special. I'm a planner, and I usually plan this big shebang, and we have a big breakfast and cool dinner. Like, we'll go out, or we like usually celebrate like going into summer a lot more. But it was kind of nice just to have the pressure off, and we just chilled and played games, I think, that day. And they got one little present each, like not even, like I have 3 girls, and so the girls got a kit to make their own lip balm, as well as 2 things of bows. Like, one was a headband with bows on it, and then the other one was just bows. And so they opened it all together, and then my son got some new cars for his track. that was it. And so that's how we ended our school year. I am like not even mad about it. I'm super excited to get back into the fall and new curriculum. I think I was burnt out as well. It was just not the greatest way to end the school year, but it wasn't terrible either. We're all healthy. I can't complain. So that was our 2019-2020 school year for my 4th grader, 2nd grader, and kindergartner. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I love talking curriculum. I love all things planning. And so if you also want to see anything else further like into a book that I mentioned today, let me know and I can put that in on the list and do a video about that too. And we'll catch you in the next one.